little pages that come out. Mana Feeder Panthara. If you used your hero powers, turn draw a card. Yeah, it's good in Demon Hunter, but is a 3 mana 3/2 2/3 draw a card good enough in Demon Hunter? Don't know. Good in what is it? Face Hunter, because you want to use the hero power a bunch. And it's a beast, which is good for the kill commands. But does it get there? I don't know. I think it's 3 stars. And it's 2 stars. Yep, Cram Session. This is the card I don't think is very good. So, you could draw a lot of cards, right? For 2 mana, that's pretty good. No. You have to use this instead of using a spell that cares about spell damage. You're spending the mana, wasting these spell damage minions. As well as that, there are no spell damage plus 2 minions other than Azure Drake in rotation right now. I mean, of course there's Malagos, but that's not realistic. This is potential to draw a lot of cards, but I don't think it's very good. I think Mage has enough draw already. Well, actually, a tempo deck does need a lot of draw. And this deck is a lot of draw. But I don't think it draws enough. I don't think 2 mana draw 2 sometimes is good enough. I mean, when you compare it to something like Battle Rage basically is 2 mana draw 1 card, because your hero is almost always damaged. And then increased by the amount of just damaged minions on your board. You don't even have to have a keyword on them. So I don't think this card's very good. It's worse than Battle Rage. It's a lot worse than Battle Rage. Troublemaker. Oh yeah, I cut out when I was reviewing this card. Might he play in the Highlander Priest? Might he play in Embiggen Druid, Dragon Druid? But I don't think so. 2 stars. Troublemaker. Good to cheat out with the 2 cheat cards, but it actually we're only has 1 cheat card right now. The other big reward is 10 mana, summon 2 minions from your deck, which is not a good card. This is it's a 5-star card, but in the meta, what is it? I think it's too expensive for a tempo deck, like way too expensive. I don't think there's going to be a mid-range warrior that will come around with this as the high end. I just don't see where this fits in the current meta. So I'll give it 3 stars. I think it definitely has lots of potential. Tidal Wave. It's Hellfire, but it gains you a lot of life. Nah. I don't think that's very good. I think, Walking Fountain and Witch's Brew is already good enough. I don't think deal 3. 1 mana extra on Flame Strike for 1 less damage. And sometimes the life still doesn't matter. So I don't think this card's very good. I'll give it 2 stars. Ceremonial Maul. It's a control card. It's a pretty good control card. Spell Burst on a weapon is a lot better than Spell Burst on a minion, because you can play this on 3 and then Conts or... Warrior doesn't actually have any 4 mana. I guess Mortal Strike. I think it's better in Paladin, because they have more spells that they care about. I think it's pretty damn good in Paladin. So I'll give it 4 stars for Paladin. Will Paladin want to be non-aggressive like this? I don't know, but I think it's good enough that it will see play in more tempo style decks. Especially if you're running the legendary, who cares about spells, and then you play this with the spells. I think this card's good. Warrior. I mean, what would you spell? What would you cast with this? I don't know. There's like Plague of Wrath, maybe. Brawl is bad. Wait. Yeah, Brawl is bad. Right? Wait. Would it summon it after or before? I think it summons it after. So it is actually good with Brawl. Well, that changes things. Yeah, it summons it after, because when you spell burst this, the 3/1s stay 3/1s. So if you Brawl with this, it actually summons a 5/5. Alright. Alright, 4 stars for both classes. I think this card is good. Will there be control paladins and control warriors? I don't know. Sees play in dual paladin or big warrior. It's a 4-star card in and of itself, but in the meta, with no control archetypes for either of these classes right now, probably a 3-star card. Cycle of Hatred. Again with the deal 3 damage to all minions. Hellfire. Hellfire's 4 mana, guys. This is way too expensive. It's like a tempo control card, summon 3/3 spirits, but if you're this late in the game, then you'd rather just clear their board and you've won. Like, you don't really care about summoning spirits. It's a bad card. I think it's just Philos, like, as in and of itself. Even if this was in a Warlock, I think this is a bad card. But it's in Demon Hunter, which has no control archetype. And this card is not good. 1 star. Because you don't really care about 3/3 spirits, because you want to play your big things after you clear. So this card is bad. I mean, it's an alright tempo card, but it's 7 mana. Like a mid-range card, but it's 7 mana. And it's all minions. Like, everything lines up for it to be bad. No new cards there. I guarantee I'm gonna miss a card, and I'm not gonna speak on it. Shatter Mystic. Very interesting card. Board clear for Demon Hunter. I mean, it definitely goes in the Soul Fragment Demon Hunter, but it seems counterintuitive, because you want to get guys on the board when you're killing them with Soul Shard Lapidary. It's almost better than Duskbreaker, and Duskbreaker was an incredible card. So I think this will go in that deck, but it's hard. It's hard to determine. I think this card it's very good in the right situation, but it's also very bad in the wrong situation. I'll give this 4 stars. Almost 3.5 stars, but I think it's 4 stars. I think it goes in Demon Hunter Soul Shard deck, even though it's not a tempo card. I've gotten all the rares. Oh wait, no, maybe this is my second. Herbs of Protection. Meh. I mean, it might be a tech card in like Highlander decks, or if you really want to tech card against the mages, the Cyclone mages, the rogues, the druids. But a lot of the time, they just flame strike you, or what's the Breath of the Infinite? Holding over you. Consecrate. Oh wait, I didn't read. How many stars? That card 2 stars. Maybe a tech card. Overwhelm. Do you want to play this in a tempo deck? Do you want to play a card that has this little value in a deck with no card draw? No. Basically. Good with Unleash, but, you know, when you play Unleash you want to kill them. This does not. I mean, I guess it would clear the taunt, which is pretty good. But I think this has a lot of problems. I think it's 2 stars. Commencement. This is the new dual support and big warrior support. I don't know about big warrior. It's only got this and the bad 10 mana card, which summons 2 minions from your deck, a copy of 2 minions from your deck, or 2 copies of 1 minion from your deck. There you go. In Paladin, this definitely goes in dual Paladin. Boosts the power level of that. I think this card is a lot better than people think because it gives it taunt, which is very important. Doing something immediately. You know, it makes the minion have an immediate impact on the board. You know, if you can get your, you know, your junior to have Taunt Divine Shield against an aggro deck, they're done for. So I think this card is better than people think it is, but I don't think Big Paladin... I don't know, Big Paladin seems pretty damn good right now. Interesting also, I think dual Paladin... I guess we'll talk about the Paladin Legendary when we get to it. Steel Dancer. Nah. Does it go in the super aggro rogue? It doesn't deal face damage, it just summons a guy. Do they want to be summoning guys, or do they want to be killing the opponent? In Warrior, this almost never sees play in Warrior. Warrior, the weapon Warrior got was a control card. And in Rogue, you can't really curve into this very well, because even though Hooked Scimitar's on 3, you have to combo it. So you have to play like Backstab, Hooked Scimitar on 3, which is very unlikely. You have to have exactly those 3 cards, and the Steel Dancer. Exactly 3 cards of Steel Dancer, Hooked Scimitar, and Backstab, and... If you've already got a super high attack weapon, you're probably winning. So I think it's win more. I think Rogue isn't really looking to have a board. I don't see this card working. I think it's 2 stars. Of course. Execute, combo, assassinate. Rogue is hurting for removal right now. They only really have Saps and Flick. And I think this is a pretty good card. It's very similar to Vile Spine Slayer in that it kills a guy. It kills a guy for the combo. It's worse than Vile Spine because it's in summon a 3/4. Although it might be better because it's a lot easier to combo a 3-mana card than it is a 5-mana card. However, I don't think you really want to be killing things for cheap. Like, that's kind of not the goal of a lot of tempo decks or control decks. When you're killing a guy, you want to kill a bunch of guys. At the same time, you want a lot of value. This is a tempo kill a guy. It's similar to Walk the Plank, which saw play, I think. I didn't play a lot of Rogue. I don't think this sees play in Warrior, because this sees play in a Control Warrior, if any, and I don't think they can very easily combo things. I think in Rogue, it's got a shot. I think it's 2.5 stars. I don't think it's bad, but I see Rogue going in the direction of hyper aggro with weapons. Nothing new. Yeah, now the video is just a card back open because I've already viewed. Voracious Reader. This is, if not the best card in the set, one of the best cards in the set. It'll make so many aggro decks possible that were not previously. I think this boosts the power level of Face Hunter to the umpteenth degree. I think this makes the super aggro Rogue. I think this increases the power of Tempo Demon Hunter. This is an incredibly powerful card to exist, and it will probably make or break decks. The decks it would be breaking being the control decks that want to run the tempo decks out of value. This is a 5-star card. This is a build around card. One of the best cards ever. It's Jeeves, but for 2 less mana. Reaper Scythe. Control card. True Silver Champion. With a Lightning Breath. Holding a dragon attached to it. Yeah. I don't know how easy this is to spell burst. In a control warrior. Maybe with a shield block. Or a shield slam. Or something of the sort. Maybe in an execute. It's got bad synergy with the things it curves into, like the Wrath, Plague of Wraths and the Brawls. Like, you're removing a bunch of stuff, but Reaper Scythe also removes a bunch of stuff, so you don't really want to play this into a Brawl or a Plague of Wrath. Yeah, the more I think about it, the less I like this card. Because it's Warrior does not have things that spell burst. I think it's 2 stars. I don't see this card working out. I like that art. No new cards though. Did I get all the epics? Oh wait, did I review Playmaker? I think I did. Mozaki. The thing is, you want spell damage cards to be cheap. I think this is more likely to be a combo card than it is to be a tempo mage card. Because you kind of need it to stick in order to go off next turn, and this card, you can't really depend on things sticking. Or you play it on 10 mana, but if you're at 10 mana with a tempo deck, you've lost. I don't see this card being good. I think it's 2 stars. Maybe there's the combo deck out there with, you make it 1 mana with the new Potion of Illusion, and then you cast a bunch of spells and then cast Arcane Missiles a bunch of times, but that doesn't seem... It's based around a legendary, and you have to draw a lot, and Mage doesn't really have a lot of card draw right now. So I think it's good enough. Lake Thrasher. Excuse me. 50 sophomore. So Spellburst on a stealth minion is very good, since you can play it on 4 and then play a spell next turn. However, this Spellburst is extremely low power. Add a combo card to your hand. Its value, but combo cards aren't a lot of value. There's a lot of head cracks and excavates and SI7s that are tempo cards, and this is not a tempo card. It just seems to conflict with itself. Even though it is very easy to get the Spellburst off, there's just no point. I think it's 1 star. I don't think I ever see this play anywhere. Teacher's Pet. Druid Hunter card. Taunt. Death Rattle. Some random 3-cost beast. Huh. I mean, it goes in Beast Hunter. It's just a good card. You can buff it with Druid Hunter Legendary. Goes in Guardian Animals. Druid. Because it's a 5-cost beast. Is it good, though? 3-cost beasts are high rolly as hell. You can get anywhere from 1/1s to 5/5s. And we've seen a lot of 3-cost beasts from Exotic Mount Seller. A lot of them aren't that good. Some of them are real good. But I think the low rolls outweigh the high rolls for this card. I think as this is gonna be one of the few cards where itself is probably a 2-star card, but because of the combos it has with the other cards in the set, I think it'll see a good amount of play. So I think it's a 4-star card in the meta, but I think it's a 2-star card just because as a card itself, Druid has a lot better defensive tools and Hunter isn't defensive. But I think because we're hurting for beasts right now, this card will see play. And you really want to run beasts in Druid and Hunter right now. Golden Coleman. Warlock payoff card. We've seen the other one. 3 mana, 3/4, deal 3. Which is a tempo card. This is also a tempo card. I think it conflicts with the deal 3 to all minions. I don't think this card goes in a control Warlock. It could, though. I can definitely see this card seeing play in a control Warlock. Maybe you cut the 3 mana 3/4 and you just play it like a control deck. That's an interesting concept. Don't know if you played in Quest. Yeah, I think the fact that this has taunt is a very significant because it makes it distinctly defensive. They're clever. They made one defensive, one offensive payoff card for each for Demon Hunter and Warlock. Well, I think itself it's a 4-star card, but I don't think Soul Fragments see any play in Warlock, just because they have better control tools, and I've commented so many times. So I think it's a 2.5-star card. Won't blast. So, another thing in the spell damage Shaman, I don't think the power level's high enough. I mean, it is Implosion, but do you really want to be summoning 1/1 elementals in Shaman? Like, if you're summoning totems, this would be, you know, something. Like, Implosion in Warlock was good because you care about having things on the board as a zoo, but for Shaman, and you need spell damage, which is not very good. Curves from the Stormbringer, 7 mana, 5/6, plus 2 spell damage, overload 2, because on 5 he'll have 3 mana. And then this is Implosion with the high roll. But is that good enough? 3 mana, deal 4, summon 4 1/1s. 4 1/1s is a lot worse than a 4/4. I don't think this card's good. I think it's 2 stars. Maybe even 1 star. I'll go out on the limb and say 1 star. It's cool. I think they've gotten better at doing these golden ones. They're a lot more animated than they used to be. Blessing Authority. This card is going to get nerfed. I'm telling you right now. 5 mana, 8/8. Yeah, no downside. Yeah, it's got Rush too. Shit. This card will get nerfed. This card is stupid. 6 stars. 6 stars means I'm guaranteeing it will get nerfed. Void Drinker. Trick Totem. Yikes. That's all. That's my comment. It is gonna. I mean, it can draw a lot of cards. There's a lot of card draw in spells that cost 3 or less, but it can also Frostbolt itself. On the turn you play it, you can Frostbolt your other minions. I don't think it's consistent enough to make lists. I think people will definitely play it, but I don't think it's good. It might provide card draw for Shaman, Totem Shaman, since you know the Battle Rages and the Shield Blocks and the Arcane Intellects all draw cards. Shiv. It's quite a lot of card draw cards. I think it's going to take a minute for people to realize what exactly this card does, since we've never seen a card like this, and people are definitely going to play it since people love Random. I think Trick Totem, I rate it 3 or less. This might make Totem Shaman really good because of the card draw. Totem Shaman has no card draw other than Mana Tide, which isn't very good. This is a lot more high rolly. I'm gonna rate this card 1 star on balance and 1 star on design because it's just unfun to play against. I can't believe the custom Hearthstone subreddit upvoted this. It's just too high rolly, and it feels so bad when it kills itself immediately. So I'm 1 star on both design and balance. 1 star on balance because it's impossible to evaluate. So custom Hearthstone really let me down with that card. Boneware Beg. Nah. No Grim Rally no more. Eggs are bad. And also the discard is completely... It'll never come into play. I think it's a 2-star card. I think if more egg support comes along, it could be a lot better. More discard support could be a lot better. But, meh, not really. Brain Freeze. 1 mana Frostbolt. Only minions. I think only minions restricts this card a lot. I think it goes in the Tempo Mages. I don't think it goes in Rogue. I think Rogue just has more efficient dealing cards. But I think Mage will like this card. I think it's a 3-star card. Crestinov. I was talking about him earlier. This card is scary. Giving your minion giving a weapon +1/+1 on a repeatable. Giving your weapon +1/+1 a bunch of times is very scary. With upgrades, if a Pirate Warrior gets like upgrade and then green skin and then another upgrade and then the 3/4 that upgrades, it's over. If you can't remove this card, which you almost always will be able to remove this card, but if you can't, you lose. Well, and they have a weapon. Does this card go in the hyper-aggressive Rogue? I think it does, because I think it's better than Greenskin most of the time. I think Greenskin also goes in that deck, because of how weapon-focused it is and how good it is to buff Self-Sharpening Sword. I think this card is good. I think it's 4 stars. I think it's not 5 stars because I don't think it's too much better than Greenskin. And it's very easy to remove because of its low health, especially when it's rushed into something. So I think it's 4 stars. I think it's Greenskin most of the time. But the times when it isn't Greenskin are going to be awful. Flesh Giant. I really like this card. I think it's good in Tempo Priest. I think it's good in Warlock. I think both decks will run this. Or Tempo Priest and... I mean, it definitely goes in Soul Fragment Warlock. I don't know if it goes in any other Warlocks. I think it'll go in any kind of zoo that exists. I think it goes in Priest because of the self-damaging card. I think they might run Ash Tongue, Soulbound Ash Tongue, which damages their hero. They have a lot of lifesteal minions, which is good for this. I think this card is very good. I think it's a 5-star card. I think it's an 8 mana 8/8. Like if you discount it by 1, it's good. I think it might be better in Warlock than in Priest, because I think Priest is at full health a lot. but Warlock can always damage itself. Another Thresher. Another Jailer. I think we're at. Actually, on average, we get one more legendary. Hopefully, it's in one of these. 1 in 4 chance. Oh yeah. I think this card's also going to tend to get nerfed. I think this card is very unfun. Like when it's buffed. Although, you can always run weapon removal. So. I suppose. Look at these effects. It's cool. Like the golden cards. Totem Goliath. This increases the power level of Totem Shaman because previously the biggest thing you could totemic reflection was Manatide Totem. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but this is big, and it's got a problem for the opponent where you want to remove it, but you also don't want to remove it. You want to remove it because of totemic reflection, but you don't want to move it. You don't want to remove it because of the bloodlust and the totemic surge. So I think this makes Totem Shaman a lot better because it just provides so many problems for the opponent. Like whether they want to kill it or not. I don't know if Totem Shaman's going to be too good because it super depends on those Totemic Mites and Surges. But this definitely goes in that deck. I think it's 3 stars. Actually, I think it's 4 stars. Changed my mind. Got all the rares. Yep. Got 2 cram chests in a row. Well, I only got epics and legendaries left. Speed through these if I don't hear an epic or yeah, I'm not dusting that. That's getting nerfed. Could do 2 shields, yeah, that's good. Said that before. Say it again. Epic! Alrighty. Oh, Devolving Missiles. Goes in Highlander Mage. I don't know if it goes in Control Shaman. It might. I think this is a good card. I think it's 4 stars. I think this is better than Devolve in some cases. Although this is the 2 classes with Hex and Polymorph. So I don't really need transform effects. I think that lowers it to 3 stars. But it is a very cool card. Oh yeah. Wheat in the night, boys. Runic Carvings. Frozen Treant Druid. It's a spell that costs 5 or more, which is good for Garden Gnome. Do you really want to summon with Rush a lot of the time? They've only got 2 health, so they almost always don't survive the attack. And then it's just 6 mana, deal 8, overload 2, which is awful. Maybe you give them Rush and then buff them on the same turn, but like, do you really want to waste your buff on that? Only 4 guys, like, it's got problems, I think. I think it's a 2.5 star card. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the shows you've all been waiting for. Look at that, gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. Come on, baby. Alright, that's guaranteed. Oh, that's not guaranteed.
Golden common, golden common, golden common.
Heard you the first time.
Golden rare. Golden epic.
Did I review this card? Enchanted Cauldron? It's bad. 1 star. Why would you play that card? Nothing. Go, 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 go. Come on, boy. Nothing again. Oh, it's an epic. Cabal Acolyte. Did I review this card? I haven't. It's like an anti-aggro card, but it's also like a tempo card. I mean, if there's enough aggro, then it's good. I think it's a tech card. I think it's 3 stars. I think it's a good tech card, but I don't think it just goes in the deck. Good combo with Apathy, though. That might increase that card's power level. Both cards' power level.
Golden, 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 common, golden rare.
Wow. Alright. I'm gonna get nothing this time. Yep. 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 Nothing. What an anticlimactic ending. I also might keep this one around, because this is probably gonna get nerfed too. Well, that's it. Let's comment on the stuff I didn't get. What? Oh, I can't see it. Wow, that ruins my plan. What cards didn't I get? I didn't get a bunch of legendaries. How many legendaries did I get? I opened 80 packs, which is an average of 4 legendaries. Did I get exactly 4 legendaries? It's like, wait, that's 6. No, they just multi-class. Yeah, I got 4 legendaries. Well, I got very slightly below average because I opened 85 packs. Actually, 85 packs. Yeah, I got average. Well, thanks for watching all the way through. This is a long-ass video. Surprised you stuck around. Goodbye.